Good morning. It's Thursday, October 6th. And yesterday, I read an article about the great football player Herschel Walker, who played his college ball in Georgia at the University of Georgia. And he was a great player, and he was a great player in the NFL also. And now he is attempting to use his background and the support of Donald J. Trump to win the senatorial seat in Georgia. But it turns out that Herschel Walker is like his mentor. He tends to exaggerate, and he exaggerates far beyond the need for exaggeration. He has misrepresented himself several times on some important facts about what he's been doing with his life after the end of his football career. And there's no reason for him to misrepresent the facts. He was a famous guy, and he went on to be a radio host, and he did other things, and he didn't do anything that was disgraceful. So why misrepresent the facts? Why pretend to be something that you're not and leave yourself open for attacks on your integrity? That's pure stupidity. That's the kind of thing that Donald Trump did. There's no reason for Herschel Walker to do those things. So right now, Walker is in a tough political campaign about running against Senator Warnock, who's a minister and has been a U.S. Senator for about a year or so, because he won the special election in Georgia last year. And let's remember that the Democrats desperately need to hang on to Warnock's seat in the Senate in order to keep their majority. So they ran a series of ads that exposed the lies that Herschel Walker was telling. He lied about personally treating 4,500 veterans a year. He was a radio host, and he went and he visited military bases. He visited military bases. He was not providing any medical health treatment. He went there and he spoke to soldiers. He was a spokesperson for Patriot Support, which is a for-profit program that's part of the Universal Health Services hospital chain. But he wasn't treating anybody. He was out there hustling money for Patriot Support. And who knows how much he was getting paid for that. So when he gives an interview and says he was personally treating 4,500 to 5,000 soldiers per year, that's not what he was doing. He was appearing, pushing Patriot Support program, whatever that was, right? And he was making these claims in a radio interview, you see. And then, when the radio host asked him a question concerning how he treated these patients, right? When the host said, "What do you mean you treat them?" Walker answered, "For any type of illness they have, from traumatic brain injuries or any types of things like that, I have been doing that for 8 years. I have been treating that." This man hasn't got any medical experience. He doesn't even have a college degree. He never graduated. And that's another big lie that he told. He has claimed that he graduated from the University of Georgia. He never graduated from the University of Georgia. He went there and he played football. And he knew that he didn't have to graduate, because when his time was up playing football, he would have a wonderful job in the NFL. But he insists that he graduate, and he insists that he was treating people with mental illnesses. He wasn't qualified to do that. And if you listen to him speak, he doesn't sound like a very educated person. He's a personality, and I'll give him that. He's a great personality. He was a great football player. But don't try to win an election with a bunch of lies. Stand up there and tell people the truth. I went to college, I played football, I was a great football player, I was great in the NFL, I'm a radio host, I went to bases and talked to soldiers, but I didn't treat them. I went there to make them feel good that they were hanging out with a famous person, a great football player. That's what he should be saying. There was no need to make the claim that he treated people. There was no need for him to exaggerate. I went there. I talked to them. I helped them feel good. I wasn't a doctor, a nurse, or any kind of medical practitioner. I went there to tell these people stories and to make them feel good. That's all he had to say. Nobody would challenge that. Why use the word treat? Basically, the man is proving to be a liar. I guess that makes him a good politician. In some parts of this world, not telling the truth is very important. So if the people of Georgia want to vote for him, that tells you a little something about where they're coming from. And then, as I mentioned before, he claimed to graduate from Georgia, but he didn't graduate. And not graduating is not a terrible thing if you've got a career lined up. But when you tell people, I was valedictorian of my class, I was also in the top 1% of my graduating class in college, and he didn't graduate. And he was no valedictorian. That was a load of crap. So when you tell people stories like that, and you can stand up and say that, when there's evidence that you're lying, when anybody can find out about your college career beyond football, you have to be an egomaniac. You're not fit to run for office if you make those kinds of claims. And Donald Trump should be ashamed of himself, which is impossible. He should be ashamed of himself for standing up and projecting you, Herschel Walker, as a United States Senator. You don't deserve the right to run for office in this country if you can tell blatant lies like that. But I guess when we look at that, we say, yeah, he's probably going to be a good politician. Because politicians are known to exaggerate. But lie like that, when the information is out there for everybody to see, that's a big mistake. So if the people of Georgia even allowed this guy on the ballot, what can we say about the state of Georgia? Nothing good, except for Raffensperger. He stood up like a man and told Trump he couldn't have those 11,780 votes that Trump was begging him for so that he could win the election, the fraudulent election in his mind. So I leave you with that this morning. A sad story of a man who has walked away from greatness and fallen into a huge hole. Take care. I'll see you in the morning. Bye.